Your Matsu Miners are on the road, but still on the grind. It's Matsu Miners Baseball, and it's next on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Welcome into the Miners pregame show, brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Here's the voices of the Miners, Kevin Peel and Kyle Howard.
So far in 2015, the Matsu Miners have had the kind of start that any manager or general manager could ever ask for. The Miners have clinched the NL Division with still 9 games left to play and have beaten the team that swept them in the top of the World Series a year ago now 4 times in 4 tries. Even after getting a rough start in the hits department for Miners ace Eli Morgan for the first time all season, the Miners were able to rally twice to beat the Alaska Goldpanners 7-3 last night. Tonight, the Miners look for a season sweep of 5 games over the Goldpanners, while also having a chance to clinch home field advantage tonight with a win and a pair of losses by the Anchorage Bucks at the hands of the Peninsula Oilers. Hello, everyone, and welcome out to historic Groudon Memorial Park in Fairbanks, Alaska, for game number 37 of the season for the Matsu Miners. I'm Kyle Howard, alongside my broadcast partner, Kevin Peel. You're now tuned into the Napa Auto Parts pregame show. The Miners and the Goldpanners are set to square off for the final time of 2015 in just a few moments. Last night, the Miners fell behind twice early in the game, but rallied twice to beat the Goldpanners 7-3, marking the 9th time this season the Miners have come from behind to win a game. Kevin, what is it about this team that allows them to stay in any game they're trailing at any point in the game?
Confidence. That's simply put. This team is really confident, not only their pitching to settle down and keep them in ball games if they're trailing, but also their hitting ability. And that's really come on. Earlier in the year, they were not as good at coming back in games, but with their recent play and a couple weeks ago winning 4 games in the same week in which they trailed 2-0, that was a couple weeks ago now, trailed 2-0 to games, came back and won all of those games. But those types of things are going to develop your confidence really quick. And the Miners have done that not only in that week, but they've built up that confidence throughout the season. That's what's made them so special and also so good at continuously fighting in those games they fall behind early.
And tonight they look to get ahead early, though, as they take on the Goldpanners for the 3rd time in as many nights, the 5th time of the season. After taking the first loss of the season 2 starts prior against the Chinooks, Zach Warren faced the Chinooks again in his last start on July 12th and arguably turned his best start of the season, tossing 7 shutout innings to earn his 3rd win of the year. The Miners turn the ball over to Warren again tonight against the Goldpanners. This is a new team to Warren, though, having never faced the Goldpanners before. Kevin, what should we expect out of the Miners lefty tonight?
Well, Zach Warren is a pitcher that has also been getting more confident as the season goes on. He had a bit of mid-season lull where he was only able to register 11 innings in a 2-start stretch and was 0-1 through that period of time. But since then, since losing that game 2-0 to Connor Menez, that Sunday night game in Chugiak, he has really found himself, has not only had that curveball going, but is changing speeds, mixing it up very well, doing all the things that this entire Miners pitching staff has continuously done throughout this season. We can look for Zach Warren to do more of the same here tonight.
It'll be a tough matchup for the Goldpanners. Facing the lefty Warren has been very good for the Miners this season. Speaking of the Alaska Goldpanners, they're now on the verge of being eliminated from the top of the World Series contention, as they're 8 games out of first place with just 13 games remaining. Kevin, should we expect an urgency from the Goldpanners tonight, being so far back with just so few games left now?
Well, yes. I mean, for sure, this is a team that has been struggling all year long, really hasn't found their identity with the turnover that they've had. That's part of the reason they haven't been able to find that identity. This is a team that is going to be scrambling, yes. They're looking to get that confidence going before it gets to be too little too late. Thing is that time's running out, very much so for this team. And to try and start an epic rally against Matsu Miners team that's 20 games over 500 and has been dominant this year is a really tough task. But it is something that I think they could be up to tonight. But you also got to look at something else for the Panners here. After today, only 2 more home games. That this team's on the road the rest of the way. That's a brutal last 10 games when you look at it, having to go on the road, especially to play against tough teams like the Anchorage Bucks, who have been really hot, also the Kenai Peninsula Oilers, who are fighting for their top of the World Series lives right now. Both those teams duking it out down in Kenai. So when you look at it, this is a Goldpanners team that, yes, they're not out of it. They could turn it on, but they got to start today. And it will be a very uphill task, but it is something they can do if they put their mind to it.
It'll all happen right in front of you in just a few moments. I'll take us to our first break of the Napa Auto Parts pregame show, though. We'll be back with the pregame profile of Miners catcher and designated hitter Matt DiOrio. You're tuning to Matsu Miners Baseball on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Welcome to the pregame profile, brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Kyle Howard here with Matt DiOrio, the catcher and designated hitter for the Matsu Miners. How are you doing today, Matt?
Good, thanks for having me.
Fantastic, thank you for asking. Matt, out here, the Miners are about to take on the Goldpanners for the 3rd time in the series here, the 5th time of the year. So far, the Miners are perfect 4-0 in the series. How's this set been for your team? How encouraging has it been to play against a team last year that would go on ahead and sweep the team in the top of the World Series last year? How important is it to come out here and start off so hot against this team?
Oh, it's very important, especially losing to this team last year. I wasn't on the team, but I know it's important to beat you to kind of get back at these guys, and it's nice that we've already beat them. It'd be nice to get the 5th one.
How special would it be for your team to go out there and sweep 5 games this year and potentially lock up the home field advantage? There's a chance I could have it tonight with a couple things swing your direction. How awesome would that be for you guys to pull that off?
Oh, that'd be awesome. We play our field in front of our fans, and nothing else we would want. And we're gonna work hard for it, and pitching, hitting, and hopefully we get the win. Sure. Yeah.
A little bit about yourself, coming from Staten Island, New York. You're in Central Florida there. What's it like to come out here from New York City? A little bit different than I'd assume from Staten Island now to come across the country to Alaska. Talk about the difference in lifestyles and what it's like for you out here.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome to come here to Alaska. It's something I always wanted to do, and a good opportunity to do it. And being from New York to here, it's a lot different. You're not much of a country kid, more of a city guy. But it's been a great experience. People are awesome. The coaches are great, and connects with better teammates.
Sure. And coming out here with Alex Caruso also playing in New York. Yeah. He was out there this past season. Are you guys living together now?
We're not hosting together now, but we got kind of ripped us here. 2 New York guys kind of hit it off real fast.
Fantastic. This year also getting selected to the All-Star team and playing the Home Run Derby this year. This is the first time you've ever been in the Home Run Derby?
Oh, yeah, first time. Great experience. It was fun. It was also a great atmosphere. It was a lot of fun.
So we'll talk about that experience getting to do that for the first time. How special was that to you?
Oh, it was very special. Something I remember the first time. I was a little nervous, but got through it. It's fun.
And a 337 batting average for you this year, and second on the team with 16 runs batted in. How good are you feeling at the plate this year? It's been a good start for you, obviously, and now carrying into mid-July now.
Yeah, I mean, feeling comfortable up there. BT's going to work with me. All the coaches are working with me, and you know, it's nice to have those kind of guys that you're comfortable with, work with you. They know what my expectations are. I know what their expectations are. So, you know, kind of on the same page as go forward.
And off day coming this Sunday. You had a couple off days throughout the year. How are you spending those off days? What's your favorite thing to do here in Alaska?
I went ziplining with my family, actually, and it was awesome. Yeah, it was incredible. The sights. Got to see Mount McKinley. Actually, up there, yeah, it was really, really cool.
Have you ever gone ziplining before coming
Never.
out? Never. So the first time out
Yeah.
there. You saw Mount McKinley, I assume, for the first time as well?
First time.
How was that?
It was incredible. Breathtaking.
I don't imagine so.
Yeah.
And also, you get up here to Alaska for
Yeah.
the distance. How was seeing that?
That was cool. I mean, I've never seen mountains before. I've been to Colorado once, but nothing like this. Yeah.
Glad to see you come out here doing a fine job for the Matsu Miners this year. Off the field, though, you got to have some hobbies. What are those?
Off the lifting weights.
Lifting weights.
Yeah.
So you have to go to the Alaska Baseball Club, or Alaska Club, excuse me, today.
Yeah.
How was that for you?
It's nice. It's kind of nice. We have the one in Palmer and the one in Wasilla. It's kind of nice seeing how all three of them are a little different and have their own little thing. And they've been treating us awesome. And it's really good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So this is DiMario's pregame profile. We'll be back with more of the pregame show. The starting lineup is next between the Miners and the Goldpanners. Game number 5 between these two teams. We'll be back with that in just a second. Here, listen to Matsu Miners Baseball, the Matsu Miners Radio Network. One year ago, it was the Matsu Miners and the Alaska Goldpanners squaring off on the top of the World Series. And a year ago, the same story for the Matsu Miners. They'll be heading back there after clinching the NL division just a couple of nights ago here in Fairbanks. The Alaska Goldpanners fighting for their playoff lives, though. Now it's 7-21 the ABL play. They're going to have to start a rally now as they face the Miners again for the third time tonight in as many nights. The fifth time of the year, the Miners 4-0, perfect against them so far this year, looking to have a 5-game series sweep against this team this year. Before we get on with the first pitch, we'll give you the starting lineup, starting with the Matsu Miners tonight. Batting first and playing right field, Chris Hall. At shortstop and batting second, Tyler Wolf. Batting third and playing center field, Brick Paskowitz. Batting cleanup and catching tonight, Matt DiOrio. Batting fifth and playing third base, Niles Nygaard. Batting sixth and playing first base, Hunter Simmons. Batting seventh, the designated hitter for tonight, Jack Zellner. Connor Wanhanen bats eighth and plays left field. And batting ninth and playing second base, Caleb Wood. Now for the defensive alignment for the host Alaska Goldpanners tonight. Out in right field, Evan Castellato. In center field, Scooter Bynum. Austin O'Banion out in left field. Across the infield now, first base to third cross. Austin Bush at first. Andrew Carrillo at second base. Malik Jones at shortstop tonight. J.D. Hearn at third. And your battery of Alex Torson on the hill and Rene Martinez behind the plate. Tonight, the Goldpanners will turn to the right-hander Torson, who is from Vancouver, Washington. A 6'3", 190-pound freshman from Lower Columbia College on the year 0-2 with a 3.37 earned run average in 4 games, 4 of those starts. And while working 16 innings, striking out 5, walking 2, and allowing 19 hits, he'll face the Miners for the first time this season against a tough Miners team, that is. His last start was in the Scout Showcase. It was a 2-0 win, and he worked 2 innings in that one, walking 1 batter, facing 7, did not allow a hit or a run. Now Chris Hall going to dig in to start things here for the Miners. First pitch, a fastball that runs inside, and we're underway at 5:01 Alaska time. Early start on getaway day for the Miners and the Alaska Goldpanners tonight. Torsten winds and delivers the 1-0. It's a fastball that misses low again. It's 2-0 now to start the count here. Chris Hall, the left-handed hitting right fielder for the Miners tonight. Waves the bat around. Here's a 2-0. Curveball gets the outer edge at the knees for a called strike. 2-1 the count. The outfield straight away. Shortstop Malik Jones moving toward the third base bag and back a little bit toward the outfield. Everyone else straight away. Here's a 2-1. Line drive back up the middle that rolls off the mound and rolls now into center field. Picking it up is Scooter Bynum in center field. That's a base hit to start the game for Chris Hall. The Miners are in business early here in Fairbanks. So now the batter will be the shortstop Tyler Wolf. Wolf, the shortstop that was in the All-Star game for the Matsu Miners this season, had a .241 batter this year, 3 doubles and 12 knocked in for him. He digs to the plate with the runner on first base. The infield at double play depth, a short lead for Chris Hall at first. The outfield straight away now. Here's the pitch. Check swing and taking low for a ball and a fastball is Tyler Wolf. 1-0 the count. Malik Jones now moving toward the second base bag slightly. Short lead for Hall at first base. Hall has 7 stolen bases, make that on the season. Takes a curveball at the knee, back down to Wolf. 1-1 the count. That's 7 stolen bases for Hall, leads the team. Also an outstanding right fielder for this Miners team. Has no errors out there this year and makes diving catches night in and night out. Runner goes at first base and Hall. This one's fouled off a check swing from Tyler Wolf, so would have been a stolen base for Chris Hall, but instead he has to head back to first base with a foul. 1-2 count coming now to Tyler Wolf. Big story tonight for the Miners if they win, and the Oilers taking on the Bucks in a doubleheader. If the Oilers win both of those games, the Miners would clinch the home field advantage in the top of the World Series, already clinching the division a couple nights ago, as Tyler Wolf lined this one to deep left center field. Scooter Bynum giving chase and lunges for it, makes the catch out in the left center field gap. One man gone here in the inning. A nice play by Scooter Bynum to track that one down. Tyler Wolf gave that one a ride, but just a long out for the Miners. Back to first base goes Chris Hall. One man out for Brick Paskowitz.
Yeah, ball that just hung up in the air a little bit too long for Tyler Wolf. Gave Scooter Bynum, the very speedy center fielder, enough time to get over into that gap and make the catch. Nice play by Bynum. Hard hit ball from Wolf, just a tough break.
Bynum with just one error out in center field this year. Very good defender as the first pitch misses away for a ball. 1-0 now to Brick Paskowitz, a .356 hitter. 1 double, 3 triples, and 12 RBIs on the year. Tied for the team lead with 36 base hits as well as he. The lefty bats with a runner on first base and Hall. Here's a ground ball to second. With the infield at double play depth, Carrillo will flip on to Malik Jones at shortstop. Now on to first in time. A 4-6-3 double play erases the base runner at first base. And that's how the inning ends here in the top of the first. We move to the bottom of the first here in Fairbanks. No score. Listen to Matsu Miners Baseball on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Welcome back to Matsu Miners Baseball as we enter the bottom half of the first inning. The Miners getting a base hit to start the game from Chris Hall, but he was erased on a 4-6-3 double play off the bat of Brick Paskowitz to end the inning. Now let's go ahead and give you the starting lineup for the host Goldpanners tonight. Batting first and catching, Rene Martinez. Batting second and playing third base, J.D. Hearn. Batting third and playing first base, Austin Bush. Andrew Carrillo bats cleanup tonight and plays second base. Out in left field and batting 5th, Austin O'Banion. Out in right field, batting 6th, Evan Castellato. Batting 7th and playing shortstop, Malik Jones. Batting 8th in the DH tonight, Anthony Seminaris. And batting 9th and playing center field, Scooter Bynum. Now defensively for the Matsu Miners, out in right field, Chris Hall. Center field, Brick Paskowitz. Out in left field, Connor Wanhanen. And across the infield, Hunter Simmons at first. Caleb Wood at second base. Tyler Wolf at shortstop. Niles Nygaard at third base. And your battery of Matt DiOrio behind the plate. And left-hander Zach Warren on the hill. Warren on the year with a 3-1 with a 1.42 earned run average, 6 games, 5 starts. Has had 1 save, that 1 game that was not a start. For 31 2/3 innings this year while striking out 36, allowing 13 walks and allowing first. Here's a pitch. It's a swing and a miss on a slider. 1-2 the count now from the lefty Warren. 1 man out here in the inning. Short lead at first for J.D. Hearn. Look at the runner at first, now the delivery. It's a slider that moves out of the zone. Swing and a miss, though, for Austin Bush. Strikeout number 1 of the night for Mr. Zach Warren. Strikeout number 37 of the season. 2 men out here in the inning. Andrew Carrillo will bat now here.
Second baseman number 6.
He's a cleanup hitter for this team tonight. Andrew on the season a .287 hitter, 8 doubles, 6 knocked in. Now, a runner batting with 2 outs with a runner on first base. First pitch, a fastball at the knees on the outside edge for a called strike. 0-1 now to Carrillo. Connor Weinhonen moving slightly toward the left center field gap on Carrillo. Paskowitz playing shallow in center field, as is Chris Hall in right. Here's a pitch, and it's slapped foul back to the screen. 0-2 quickly now on Carrillo. Caleb Wood going to back up toward short right field here, playing on the edge of the grass out there. Hunter Simmons will hold the runner at first base. Zach Warren with 2 outs in the inning, an 0-2 count on the cleanup hitting Andrew Carrillo. He looks the runner back at first. Now he comes home. Slap foul back to the screen again. 0-2 again on Carrillo. Hearn, a little bit of speed at first base, has a couple of stolen bases, and in both of his attempts he's been successful this year. We'll see if the Goldpanners elect to try to send him to second base and get a runner in scoring position with 2 outs, but right now the count 0-2. Warren looks right back the runner at first, now delivers home. It's a swing and a miss and a fastball. Down swinging goes Andrew Carrillo. Back-to-back strikeouts swinging for the lefty Warren. So that's how the inning will end after a leadoff ground out. A single by J.D. Hearn and back-to-back strikeouts to get out of the early jam there. We head on to the top of the second inning. 0-0 to score. You're listening to Mat-Su Miners Baseball on the Mat-Su Miners Radio Network. The Miners spend their mornings lifting, running, staying in shape by visiting the Alaska Club. Visit them in Anchorage, Eagle River, Fairbanks, Juneau, and the Mat-Su Valley. Visit www.thealaskaclub.com. Kevin and I are fortunate enough to get to go there early this morning here and visit the Alaska Club out here in Fairbanks. Probably one of the nicest gyms I've ever been to, at least. A couple of courts there, is a basketball court there, and also a soccer area. Locker rooms taking care of you as well, offering complimentary shampoo and conditioner for you also, and towels to go with it. Something not traditional of gyms. It's been a nice place to see for sure.
You're the perfect salesman for the Alaska Club.
Maybe I'll look into it later on. Now stepping in to lead things off is Matt DiOrio, our pregame profile hitter, and he brings it all the way in the wall on a line drive, starting the inning off with a double. Hits that one out to the left center field gap, chasing it down in left field is the left fielder O'Banion. He fires into the infield, but double number 8 of the season for Matt DiOrio on the first pitch of the inning. A great start to the inning for the lefty from Staten Island, New York.
And Matt DiOrio doesn't waste any time. Just takes that first pitch. He loves to sometimes, as well as Vance Vizcaíno. They love to hit that first pitch, especially if it's a good one, and that one was grooved into that left center field gap, and DiOrio continues his tear. It's had at least 2 hits in each of the 2 ball games up here. Now 1 today.
So now Niles Nygaard steps in, a 0-0 ball game, a leadoff double for the Miners here. Niles, the third baseman for the Miners tonight, batting .253 on the season. It's a 1-0 count now on the fastball. Here's the 1-0. It misses outside for a ball. 2-0. It's knocked in also 9 runs on the year has Nygaard. Like to drive in his 10th right here to get the Miners on the board in the top of the second inning. Infield brought in a little bit here against Nygaard. at least at the corner positions they are, Bush and the third baseman, J.D. Hearn. Here's a curveball in there for a called strike at the letters. Evens the count, or makes it a 2-1 count, excuse me. All right, historic Groudon Park, home of the Midnight Sun game that's been played since 1906. So there's a pitch, and it's popped up down the right field side and out of play. The foul ball or home run does damage to your car. Visit the folks at the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. Last night, as we read that, Matt DiOrio actually did hit a car out there. Very interesting to see that. The car is all right, though. If not, they could always visit Napa Auto Parts to check on that. Here's the line, the 2-2. Popped up behind the plate. And that's going over our heads. 2-2 the count now from the righty Alex Torson working in the second inning. A base hit to start the game to Chris Hall, but then we'll get a flyout from Wolf and a 4-6-3 double play from the center fielder Brick Paskowitz. That was how the first inning played out. Now leadoff double for Matt DiOrio, and here's Nygaard with a 2-2 count on it. The pitch is lined into center field for a base hit. They're going to round DiOrio around third. Scooter Bynum just now picking it up. That's an RBI base hit here for Niles Nygaard. RBI number 10 of the season for him. The Miners lead it 1-0 here in the top of the second inning.
Game in and game out, this team just continues to hit the ball where they need to in order to score runs. And that is a play that seems like we've seen the past 2 days here. Just a nice double extra base hit to get a runner on, single back up the middle. But that's just a good use of the field. And Niles Nygaard gained another RBI. He's had a good series as well for this Miners team.
Arguably the best third baseman in the league, and defensively also, and then hitting the cover off the ball at the plate. Hunter Simmons steps in now and takes the first pitch at the knees for a called strike, 0-1 on him. Hunter Simmons has an average up to 324, thanks to a 9-for-11 stretch. 3 doubles on the year with a homer and 5 knocked in for him. He bats with nobody out, a run in already, an 0-1 count on him, and a runner on first. The pitch is a curveball that gets the knees again, 0-2 now on Hunter. Hunter playing his baseball at Utah. The first baseman digs in at the back of the box here against the righty and Alex Torson. Torson will come set and look the runner back. Now he delivers. Ground ball back off the glove of Torson. He keeps it in front of him. He's going to throw on to first base for the out. But that will allow Niles Nygaard to advance on to second base. Score that a 1-3 putout, but certainly was hoping he could field it quickly to turn a double play at second. Miners catch a break there. They get a runner in scoring position with just one out again. So now 1-0 lead now for Jack Zellner. One man out in the inning. Zellner, a 125 hitter, has tripled once and driven in 3 runs. He'd like to drive in his 4th here. With the runner standing on second, Nygaard. Here's a pitch. Curveball from Torson misses away. 1-0 the count. Third baseman Hearn brought in. Austin Bush playing back at first base, as is the rest of the infield, although Malik Jones is going to play right behind Niles Nygaard, maybe trying to pick him off there. Now he backs up. Here's the pitch. Fastball missing low to Jack Zellner. 2-0 the count. The outfield straight away and deep for the lefty from New Mexico. Jack waving his bat around here. Coming set is Torson, the righty. The look of the runner at second, now the delivery. Curveball runs inside now, a 3-0 count on Jack. Jack has worked 5 walks on the season, looking for maybe number 6 here. 3-0 count against him. First 2 have reached for the Miners, a runner already home. And he takes this one inside and a curveball this time, it's a walk. So now with 1 man out, runners are on first and second. Walk number 6 of the year for Jack Zellner. And that'll bring up the left fielder Connor Wanhanen.
And those couple hits from DiOrio and Nygaard seemingly phasing the righty a little bit, having some struggles throwing strikes past couple batters. That was one where Jack Zellner was way ahead in the at-bat the entire way. You knew he was in control.
So Juan Hanan steps in, takes the first pitch fastball inside, 1-0. Connor on the season, 157 as his average. Has 3 doubles and 4 knocked in. Had a double and an RBI last night, that went right down the left field line. Here's a 1-0 to him. Line drive hit back into deep right field, giving chase toward the warning track and making a leaping catch is Castellato. A nice catch out there by Castellato. Couldn't tell if he held on to it for a second. He made a motion as if he dropped the ball. He fires into the infield now to get the out. Back to first base goes Jack Zellner. So Connor Juan Hanan continues to hit the cover off the ball. Unfortunately, this time nothing to show for it. That'll be 2 men out now with runners on first and second. Tagging it from second and going to third base is Niles Nygaard also. So 1-0 ball game. Caleb Wood will step to the plate. First time tonight he's batted.
Second baseman Caleb
Torreson comes set, facing Caleb Wood. Here's a pitch. It's a curveball that gets the outer edge for a called strike. 0-1 to Caleb Wood, who's a .255 hitter. He has 1 double, 1 triple, and 3 knocked in. Runners on the corners, 2 men out for the Miners. And for Caleb Wood, here's a pitch. Fly ball hit back to deep left center field, giving chase and racing toward the left center field gap is Scooter Bynum, who does eventually haul it in. Miners hitting the ball solidly, especially the last 2 hitters in Caleb Wood and Connor Juan Hanan, but both of them coming up empty there. Nice plays out in the outfield by the center fielder Scooter Bynum on that one, and Evan Castellato in right to end the inning. We move now to the bottom half of the second inning after the Miners do play to run. It's 1-0 Miners here in your Matthew Miners Radio Network.
for the Alaska Goldpanners.
Austin O'Banion set to lead things off in this one here in the
Austin O'Banion.
bottom half of the second inning. A 1-0 ball game. The first lead for Zach Warren. First pitch taken low here for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to O'Banion. O'Banion batting from the right side against the lefty Warren, and he flies this one out to shallow right field, giving chase toward the line and not making the catch. Sliding for it, though, is Hunter Simmons. The ball falls between Hunter Simmons and the right fielder Chris Hall. It actually kicks some chalk dust up. Aboard safely with the leadoff base hit is O'Banion. For him, his first base hit as a Goldpanner. And while it may have been a flare, you'll take it any way you can. First base hit for him. Congratulations winning this Alaska Baseball League for him, being brought up recently. This is just his 3rd game in the league. Started a couple nights ago in the game the Miners were able to clinch the division in. That'll bring up Evan Castellato now, the right fielder, with a runner on first base. Nobody out. Zach Warren on the mound. Infield at double play depth. Outfield straight away and shallow. Throw over to first base. Back safely goes O'Banion. No stolen base attempts. He has reached base once before as a throw back over there, not in time again. He has reached base once on a walk earlier in the season. This is his first base hit. Warren comes set. The lefty-on-lefty matchup as Castellato squares around a bunt, takes a fastball down low. 1-0 they count. And field remains a double play depth as Brick Pascal is now going to move toward the left center field gap slightly. Everyone's shallow out in the outfield. Warren, the lefty, comes set. Now he throws over to first base again. Back safely goes O'Banion. Short lead at first for O'Banion as Castellato digs back in. Here's a pitch. Bunted down the third base line. Nygaard going to look to second, now throw across to first base for the out. Successful sacrifice bunt now moves the runner over. So now Castellato has the runner at second base thanks to the bunt there. Is now his third sacrifice bunt of the season. Runner in scoring position with just one out now for the Goldpanners, and Malik Jones coming to the plate.
Malik Jones.
That's just a great piece of hitting right there. Putting the bunt down nicely and getting that runner over. Panners used that to their advantage early in last night's game, trying to tie this one up here in the second. Good use of the sacrifice bunt there.
So now the righty Malik Jones steps to the plate with a runner in scoring position. Zach Warren comes set against him. Here's a pitch. Ground ball to the second base side. Wood moving toward his left to make the play and throw in time for the out, but advancing to third base goes O'Banion. Make that. Nice play by Caleb Wood to be able to field that one cleanly and get the out, but now a runner at third base with 2 men out for Anthony Seminares. Seminares looking for his first hit as a Goldpanner as well. If you could do it, it would play to run.
Batting number 3, Anthony Seminares.
It's just his 6th game. Does have an RBI as well, though. Had a sacrifice bunt earlier in the year as well. Here's the pitch. Fastball missing away. 1-0 now to Seminares, the left fielder. Coming set with his Warren. Pitching from the windup with a runner on third and 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Slider gets in there for a called strike. It backdoors him. 1-1 the count. Out in Kenai, 1-0. The Bucks are on top in the top of the second inning. If the Oilers are able to sweep the doubleheader and the Miners are able to win tonight, the Miners will host the top of the World Series. Here's a pitch, and it's a ground ball to short. Fielding in the hole, across his body, and throwing over to first base. Not in time is Tyler Wolf, an infield hit. Give Seminares his first hit as a Goldpanner, his first RBI as well. Couple of first hits on this inning against Zach Warren. Ties the game here at 1. Here in the bottom half of the second inning.
Just hitting the hole there that time, and Tyler Wolf did his best Derek Jeter impression to try and get that ball over to first. Was a great throw, but just a quick runner there, and Seminares beats it out. Panners tie this game right back here in the second.
So now Scooter Bynum, the number 9 hitter, digs in. Takes a first pitch fastball in there for a called strike. 0-1 on him. The runner on first base and 2 men out. Bynum the lefty against the lefty. And Zach Warren. Here's a pitch. Chopper in on the infield. Coming in, charging, and now fielding in time is Caleb Wood for the 3rd out of the inning. But with 2 outs, an infield hit by Anthony Seminares plays a run to tie the ball game as we move to the top of the 3rd inning. Miners won, and the Goldpanners won right here in your Matsu Miners Radio Network. Summer is a perfect opportunity to work on your golf game. The Palmer Golf Course is located right in the heart of Palmer, just about 2 miles from Herman Brothers Field. Call 907-745-4653 for more information.
Right fielder Chris Hall.
Chris Hall will lead things off now. For the Matsu Miners now entering the top of the third inning. The Miners scored a run in the top of the second, but that was answered by the Goldpanners in the bottom of the second. First pitch in there for a called strike on a fastball. 0-1 on the leadoff hitting Chris Hall, who singled his first time up to start the game. Banyan making quick work, delivers the 0-1. Ground ball hit right back at him. Nice fielding play on top of the rubber and throwing in time from Torsen. 1 man out. Chris Hall retired. That was pitch number 30 now for Torsen. 19 strikes, 11 balls. Here we are in the top of the third inning, 1 man out. Tyler Wolf will step back in, excuse me. Shortstop for the Matsu Miners flew out to left his first time up in the first. First pitch in there for a called strike and a curveball. 0-1 the count. The left fielder Austin O'Banion playing very deep for the righty in Tyler Wolf. This one chopped to the shortstop, charging in on it toward the third base bag and firing in time is Malik Jones. Quickly 2 men out for the Miners here. That'll bring up Brick Paskowitz, who grounded into a 4-6-3 double play his last time up in the first to end the inning. Brick back in the lineup after being injured a couple nights ago here. Now trying to start a 2-out rally for the Miners in a 1-1 ball game here in Fairbanks. Both teams getting run the second inning. Here's a pitch. It's a fastball that misses low. 1-0 the count on Brick. Brick also this team's closer and has done a fantastic job there with 10 saves on the year. Here's the 1-0. Here's a line drive that skips off the glove of Alex Torsen into center field for a base hit. Brick Paskowitz aboard with his team-leading 37th hit of the season. And now with 2 men out, the Miners have a base runner on first base for Matt DiOrio.
Another beautiful base hit, just taking what Torsen gave him there and lacing a ground ball right back up the middle for a single. It's a good start here, even though there is 2 outs, but Torsen looked like he was going to cruise through this inning. Now he's going to have to put a little extra work into it to get Matt DiOrio, a very hot-hitting Matt DiOrio, out.
As you mentioned, a hot-hitting DiOrio, who doubled his last time up, his only time up tonight, also came around to score. The only run the Miners had to this point. It's a 1-1 ball game. Here in the third inning, here's the first pitch to DiOrio. Popped up toward the left side. That's getting out of play. Foul ball or home run does damage to your car. Visit the folks at the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. With 2 men out, everyone straight away, and the righty Torsen pitches from the stretch with the runner on first base. Here's the 0-1. The runner goes. This one hit in the air to left field, and his tracks moving toward the left center field gap slightly by about 3 steps, and making the catch is Austin O'Banion. So a 2-out base hit by Brick Paskowitz to give him the team lead with 37 of them on the year, and he's left stranded there with a fly out to left. We move now to the bottom half of the third inning. No score, 1-1 score here. Listen to Matsu Miners Baseball on the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
Catcher number 14,
Rene Martinez will lead things off here in inning number 3 in a 1-1 ball game. He's a leadoff hitter for this Goldpanners team who grounded the shortstop his first time up. The right-handed hitting catcher digs in. Here's the first pitch. Fastball misses low, 1-0 now to Rene. A home run derby participant for this Alaska Goldpanners team also is his counterpart in the catcher Matt DiOrio tonight. Here's a 1-0. Sky down the right field line and out of play. The foul ball or home run does damage to your car. Visit the folks of the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. Rene Martinez digs back in at the back of the batter's box here from the right side. Here's a 1-1 pitch to him. This one skips in the dirt and gets away from the catcher DiOrio. Goes back to screen. 2-1 the count. The left fielder Juan Hanen pulled towards center field a little bit. Paskowitz and Chris Hall shallow out in center and right. The infield playing at the edge of the grass in the outfield. Zach Warren pitching from the windup now with a 2-1. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Evens the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sunny night for baseball here in Fairbanks. We're in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. 1-1 the score. Both teams getting a run across in the 2nd inning. Here's the 0-2 now. Popped in the air toward the right side. That's getting out of play again. Smaller crowd here tonight than there was last night, but still quite a few kids around chasing after the ball over there. Over near the Miners bullpen now. Now a 2-2 count again on Rene Martinez. Here's the wind and delivery. Slap fouled on the 3rd base line. That rolls down and on all the way to the wall now nearly. Again, a 2-2 count.
Quite a battle here between the leadoff hitter in this inning. Rene Martinez trying to reach base to start the Panners off well in this 3rd inning after they were able to tie the game in the previous inning.
2-2 pitch misses low on a fastball. 3-2 the count now. The bottom of the 3rd out in Kenai. 1-0 Bucks on top of the Oilers. Manager of this Goldpanners team was Mike Grahovic last year. Now with the Anchorage Bucks leading that division right now. Tonight if the Oilers were able to sweep that doubleheader and the Miners win, the Miners would clinch home field in the top of the World Series. The 3-2 pitch is a fastball that rings him up on the outside edge. Rene Martinez can't believe it. But nonetheless, a strikeout looking for Martinez. Strikeout number 3 on the night for Zach Warren. Now 39 of them on the year and just 13 walks. He's been dominant in that department this year.
When you have 3 strikeouts to every 1 walk, you're doing something really well. And Zach Warren mixing speeds and also mixing up hitters has been doing that all year long.
First pitch fastball up and away. 1-0 the count to J.D. Hearn now. Hearn singled his first time up in the 1st and was left stranded there. Here's the wind, the delivery. Check swing. Did it go around? No, says the base umpire Tim Davis. 2-0 the count now on Hearn. Hearn squaring around. 2-0 count on him from the lefty Warren. Here's the pitch. Check swing. And the appeal to first base. Tim Davis says no, he did not go around again. 3-0 count on Hearn here. 1 man gone in the inning. 1-1 the score in the bottom of the 3rd inning here in Fairbanks. The wind and the 3-0. Fastball misses just outside. It's a 4-pitch walk. On to first base goes Hearn. Zach Warren a little bit frustrated with that last call, I believe, but on to first base goes J.D. Hearn with the first walk issued by him tonight. Now a base runner on for Austin Bush, who struck out swinging his first time up. 1 man out in the inning. The infield will move to double play depth. The outfield straight away. Bush trying to play to run and put one in the gap somewhere. A big gap between right and center is now Chris Hall moved toward the right field line. First pitch, a changeup that misses high and inside. 1-0 the count. Hearn started to go at first base, but decided to go back. Short lead at first for him. 2 stolen bases on the year for him. Hunter Simmons holding him on closely over there. Here's the pitch. Fastball in there at the letters for a called strike. 1-1 the count. Bush, the left-handed hitter, digging back in. 1-1 count here in Fairbanks. Brick Pascal is now moving slightly toward the left center field gap out in the center. The wind blowing out the straightaway center at the moment. Here's a pitch. Chop to the second base side. Wood flipping on to second quickly to Wolf. On to first base in time for the out. A beautifully turned double play by Caleb Wood. He shoveled it over to Tyler Wolf there. Tyler Wolf made a quick turn over to first base, and that's how the inning ends. Good defense by the Miners, erases a base runner. And as we move to the top of the 4th inning, Kevin Peel will take over the play-by-play action in a 1-1 ball game right here in your Mat-Su Miners Radio Network.
We head to the 4th inning here in Fairbanks with the Miners and Goldpanners all square at 1. I'm Kevin Peel alongside my partner Kyle Howard. You're listening to Miners Baseball right here on the Miners Radio Network. So glad you can join us this early evening here in Fairbanks, Alaska. It will be 5, 6, and 7 in the order due up as the 4th inning begins. Niles Nygaard up to the plate. His RBI single opened the scoring back in the 2nd, scoring Matt DiOrio. That's a ball low from Torsen. Count now 1-0. Now 36 pitches and 23 strikes for Torsen entering this 4th inning, so he's in good shape with his pitch count. He misses outside again to Niles Nygaard. Count 2-0. Third baseman out of the University of Washington. Torsen from the windup, and here's the 2-0 pitch. This one tapped foul. Count now 2-1 on Nygaard. A different wind today, blowing straight out to center field on this very sunny early evening in Fairbanks. More favorable for the hitters today. 2-1. This one line hard towards right field. Coming over towards the line and had to make a bit of a weird catch there. That's what I'll say about Castellato's play. Kind of kept tailing towards that line on him, but he's able to get to it. And Niles Nygaard retired, so now 1 gone here in this top of the 4th inning. Still tied up at 1. They'll bring up Hunter Simmons.
There's an acrobatic play out in right field by Castellato. The wind shifting directions from center field to right field really helped that ball carry toward the line and make it a tough play for Castellato.
That one on the outside corner for a strike to Hunter Simmons with a changeup. 0-1 the count. Hunter Simmons today 0 for 1 with a ground out to the pitcher. Although it was a high chopper, and on that play, Torsen made a very nice play. This one hit high and deep towards left field. Going towards the warning track now. Comes towards the gap is Austin O'Banion. And quickly 2 gone here in this top of the 4th inning. Still all tied up at 1. Now I'll bring up Jack Zellner. Jack Zellner with a single back in that second inning. Good to see him get back into the hit column. Man that spent time on the disabled list for a concussion. As this one is rolled to second. An easy play as Carrillo will flip on to first to retire the side. So quickly, 1, 2, 3, go the Miners here in this top of the 4th inning. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Miners 1, Goldpanners 1. You are listening to Miners Baseball on the Miners Radio Network. One ties. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. The batter will be Andrew Carrillo, followed by Austin O'Banion and Evan Castellato. Called strike on the pitch from Zach Warren to Carrillo. 0-1. Carrillo in this game, 0-for-1 with a strikeout swinging back to end that first inning. And he'll take one low for a ball. Count now 1-1 to Zach Warren. Andrew Carrillo, one of 3 strikeout victims so far, facing Zach Warren. And that one floats outside for a ball with a fastball. Count now 2-1. Although Warren faced the minimum batters in that 3rd inning, did give up 1 base runner, walked J.D. Hearn, was able to get a nice 4-6-3 double play turned by Caleb Wood, Tyler Wolf, and Hunter Simmons to end that inning. That one comes way inside, and it will hit Carrillo. So base runner in each inning continues here for the Alaska Goldpanners. I'll bring up Austin O'Banion.
That's now the 3rd time in the 4 innings that Zach Warren's worked. Now he's allowed the leadoff base runner to reach, but so far just allowed 1 run. He's been able to get out of most of the jams he's had to face in.
Austin O'Banion.
O'Banion on the day, a single back in the 2nd, was able to reach 3rd. And then came in to score on that Seminaris infield single. Warren will throw over to Chuck Carrillo, and he's back in safely. Still no pitch from Zach Warren to Austin O'Banion. All tied up at 1 here in Fairbanks. This one popped towards right field. Coming over is Chris Hall, still coming over, and that ball will float towards the corner and foul out of play.
It's probably the toughest play you could possibly have on a foul ball. Usually the right fielder able to run him down, but that ball's hit way out in the corner. Long run for Chris Hall, unable to get to it.
Austin O'Banion giving fits to Chris Hall out there in right field so far. Had that single drop in just on the chalk line in between Hunter Simmons and Chris Hall in that 2nd inning. And that bloop single ultimately led to the first run of this game as O'Banion was able to score later in the 2nd. Take a ball outside. The fastball from Zach Warren, and the count now 1-1. Talk about that rough mid-season stretch that Warren had in 2 starts, 1-0-1, and only logged 11 innings in that time span. Throw to check the runner Carrillo, and he's back in safely. Since then has recovered very nicely. That's Zach Warren. No decision against the Bucks on July 5th. That was the second of those rough starts. Here's the pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Count now 0-2 on O'Banion. But on July 12th, last start before the All-Star break, logged 7 innings of 7 shutout innings, giving up just 6 hits, walking 3 and striking out 4. Swung on and missed. Time to chase that changeup low and in. 4 strikeouts now for Zach Warren as O'Banion goes down. 1 gone here in the bottom of the 4th. Still all tied up at 1. They'll bring up Evan Castellado.
Now 40 strikeouts for Zach Warren on the season. He's been dominant.
And Carrillo was just getting his leadoff over there first when Zach Warren faked the throw over. He'll get back safely. Now going to toss over. This is the lefty Warren. Back in safely again is Carrillo. Evan Castellado, a sacrifice bunt back in that second inning for the Panners. Moved the runner over as this one is popped up very softly. Coming quickly on a sprint is Niles Nygaard into foul territory behind the coach's box and able to make the catch. So nice out there by Niles Nygaard, who was sprinting and was able to get to that one. Looked like it was going to be out of his reach, but he was able to track it down. So now 2 gone. Throw over to check the runner again from Zach Warren, trying to get Carrillo off guard. Malik Jones will bat and tie ball game here in the bottom of the 4th. Now take a called strike at the knees on the outside corner. 0-1 the count. Zach Warren approaching 50 pitches now in the afternoon. Here's the 0-1 pitch. This one's tapped to first. It'll be an easy play as Hunter Simmons will gather it in and step on the bag to retire the side. So Carrillo was hit by a pitch to lead off the inning, but he's stranded right there. We head to the 5th. Still 1-1. You're listening to Miners Baseball on the Miners Radio Network. The Alaska Railroad and the Alaska chapter of Operation Lifesaver offer the following tips to railbelt neighbors and friends to stay trackwise and safe. Trains are closer and faster moving than they appear. When you see a train approach, wait for it to go by before crossing the tracks. And also, stay at least 15 feet from the tracks. The train locomotive and rail cars are several feet wider than the track. Materials can come loose and cause severe injury if they hit someone standing too close. For more rail safety tips, visit the Operation Lifesaver website at www.oli.org. Remember, be trackwise. 1-1 as we head to the 5th. That's your score between the Miners and the Goldpanners. And coming up is Connor Wanhanen. He will take a changeup outside and low for a ball, 1-0. Connor Wanhanen followed by Caleb Wood and Chris Hall. Trying to start the rally here, bring in some runs. 1-0 pitch is inside for a ball on a slider, and he quickly gets ahead on the count. 2-0. 0 for 1 today is Connor Wanhanen with a fly out to right field. That wind blowing towards that right field corner. We'll try and use that to his advantage here. Taps the 2-0 foul down that first base line. The count 2-1 now on Connor Wanhanen. Connor was a quarterback in high school, showing his skills a bit today at the Alaska Club as this one's popped up on the infield. Coming in is Carrillo, and he will make the catch. 2 gone, or 1 gone, here in the top of the 5th. I'll bring up Caleb Wood, who was 0 for 1 today with a fly out to left.
Second baseman number 6, Caleb Wood.
Been going back to the Alaska Club. A couple of players out there passing around football and playing soccer today. Connor Wanhanen, one of those guys, and throwing a cannon with the football today, so a good athlete there.
And laying down a bunt is Caleb Wood, and he would have made it too, but it curved foul on that turf surface. Count now 0-1 on him. Caleb Wood been a steady hitter for this team over his past 4 starts. Not counting that exhibition game in which he went hitless in the Scouts Showcase. He's currently, right now, in a hitting streak in ABL play. As this one is lined into right center field for a base hit. Scooter Bynum will get to it quickly, but it will be a single for Caleb Wood. And the one-out guy reaches, does Caleb Wood. 1 gone. Now bring up Chris Hall. As Chris Hall going to try and help break this 1-1 tie here in the top of the 5th. It's Caleb Wood now on first base. Chris Hall today, 1 for 2, singled to lead off this game, and then grounded out to the pitcher in the 3rd. Making another start at the leadoff position, and out in right is Chris Hall. This one's lined towards center field. That will drop in and get past Scooter Bynum. That could go all the way to the wall. Caleb Wood is around third. He will head home. Chris Hall is being raised around third. He will come home. The throw is not in time. It is a 2-run inside the park home run for Chris Hall. His 2nd of the season. His now team-leading 2nd home run of the season. And it was inside the park. Scooter Bynum, too aggressive, couldn't get to it. And that plates Caleb Wood and himself. 2nd hit of the ball game, and the Miners take a 3-1 lead here in the top of the 5th on the 2-run inside the park variety home run from Chris Hall.
And those are plays that just nearly never happen. It's got to be a freak play like that where the center fielder comes in and overcommits to the ball. That's what Scooter Bynum did, and it really backfired in that play. The ball got just under his glove, rolled all the way to the wall, and Chris Hall, an inside the park home run. I've honestly never seen that live, so I guess you see something new every night. And congratulations to Chris Hall for being able to do that. It's very impressive. Also having to use the wheels on that as well. Chris Hall leading the team in stolen bases with 7, and now using his speed to get around the base pass and give the Miners now a 3-1 lead.
Well, he knew when that ball got underneath the glove of Scooter Bynum that it was going to be trouble with how fast Chris Hall is. Literally one of the last guys in this lineup that you would want in that situation running the base pass. This one hit well towards left, but Austin O'Banion will camp under it in the left center field gap. And Tyler Wolf retired. Now 2 gone in this top of the 5th, with the Miners now leading 3-1. I'll bring up Brick Paskowitz, who is 1 for 2 today, grounded into a rare double play. Just the 2nd time he's done that this season, and singled in the 3rd inning. And a called strike on a slider from Torson. Count 0-1. Chris Hall, the University of Tennessee product, and he gives run support to his college teammate Zach Warren with that 2-run inside the park home run. Paskowitz takes a fastball inside for a ball. Count now 1-1. And here's the pitch. This one lined towards left center field. Scooter Bynum on his horse again and will track it down. He's running all over the outfield in this game, especially in this inning, but he'll make that catch. But not before an exciting 2-run inside the park home run for Chris Hall. Makes it 3-1 Miners, heading to the bottom of the 5th. You are listening to Miners Baseball on the Miners Radio Network. Miners leading 3-1 as we enter the bottom of the 5th inning here in Fairbanks. 8-9-1 in the order due up against Zach Warren, pitching with the lead now as Seminaris lines this one off the end of the bat to Caleb Wood at second base. He will make the catch. One gone quickly on one pitch for Zach Warren, who's had to battle a little bit these past 2 innings against the Goldpanners. But the only run that Warren has surrendered was in that bottom of the 2nd inning on the infield single by Seminaris, which was his first hit and first RBI as a Panner. Now that'll bring up Scooter Bynum. Scooter Bynum 0 for 1 today. Grounded out to second in his first at-bat. First pitch swinging and missing is Scooter Bynum. Count 0-1. He has got to be feeling a little bit gassed with all the running he's been doing in this game, not only in the last half inning, but also just in general. The Miners have been putting him to the test today, trying to get to the gaps. This one's grounded to second. Caleb Wood off his glove as he is not able to get to that one. It was a slow roller. He was trying to quickly scoop it up and get it to first, but it will be an error for Caleb Wood. That will be just his 4th of the season. Now we'll put a runner on here in the bottom of the 5th with the Miners leading 3-1. And back to the top of the order we go. Rene Martinez for the Goldpanners due up.
Because of that, the infield will have to move to double play depth now with one man out and a runner on.
Martinez 0 for 2. They ground out to short and a strikeout looking so far in this ball game. First pitch is a changeup blown away for a ball. Count 1-0. Rene Martinez had a good start to that game last night. A couple of hits. Then when the Panners needed him the most, the bases loaded in that 5th inning situation against Caleb McCann. Not able to come through as he grounded out to second to end that inning, taking the ball outside. It is Rene Martinez to count 2-0. Quick score update as Anchorage Bucks are on their way, at least in the first game of the doubleheader, to winning their 3rd straight against the Oilers. They lead 4-0 there. Called strike at the knees with a fastball. Count 2-1. And that would put the Bucks in the short term 3 games ahead of the Oilers going into that final game tonight. Playing another 7-inning game right after that one's over. That's in the 5th right now. Throw over to check Scooter Bynum, and he's back in safely.
The Miners could still gain a game, as you mentioned, though, that they'll square off again later on tonight. If the Oilers would have won that one, the Miners would have their magic number down to just 1 if they win tonight. If the Miners won tonight as well.
Here's the pitch to Rene Martinez. 2-1 is grounded to short. Tyler Wolf will flip on to second for 1. No, he will be called safe As Caleb Wood thought he was there, Tyler Wolf had to make a very quick flip there to get that ball over to second, and not able to get there in time as Scooter Bynum legs out the play. It will be an infield single for Rene Martinez in his first hit of this ball game, just the third of the ball game for this Alaska Goldpanners team.
Very similar to the ball that Seminaris hit in the hole that allowed the run to score back in the second inning. Tough play for Tyler Wolf, really the only place he could go with the ball.
2 on, 1 out. Miners ahead by 2, but the go-ahead run right now at the plate, and J.D. Hearn. Warren will step off. J.D. Hearn has been a tough out all series long. He is 1 for 1 so far in this game. Singled back in the first, and also walked in the third inning. Warren from the stretch takes a look towards second. Here's a pitch. It's a fastball for a strike on the inside corner. Count 0-1. J.D. Hearn was 1 for 3 last night, but also drew a walk. Did strike out 2 times against Miners pitching, but reached half the times that he was up at the dish last night. Look towards second. And instead of coming with the 0-1, Zach Warren will step off and chase Bynum back to second. Bynum on second. Rene Martinez on first after the infield single. And J.D. Hearn up with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Warren taking a couple looks towards second. Here's the 0-1. And a curveball just misses high and away. 1-1 the count now. And going back to that Bucks discussion, definitely a big win for them. A team that lost the first game of that series to the Oilers in Kenai, but recovered well from that experience, and now have dished out 19 scoreless innings in a row against that Oilers team. Called strike with that curveball on the inside corner at the knees, and the count 1-2. I'd say the 19 scoreless innings that they've been able to get have been a great response to losing that first game of that series.
That's a very good pitching staff the Anchorage Bucks have as well, and they're displaying it now in a big time as they're trying to pull away from the Peninsula Oilers and win that division and face the Matsu Miners on top of the World Series.
1-2 is a fastball just outside for a ball. Count 2-2. Warren worried that Scooter Bynum might go from second. He has not really shown that he will. Goldpanners trying to perhaps tie this one up here in the bottom of the 5th, trailing by 2. Warren took too long, so Hearn will step off. Crowd hoping for the Panners to try and tie this one up. After tonight, they'll only see their team at home 2 more times this year. Last 10 games for the Panners will all be on the road. Curveball. Tried to sell it to the catcher Matt Diorio, but it was a little high and outside, so that'll fill up the count full on J.D. Hearn. 3-2. Decision here for the management of the Goldpanners to send Bynum over there at second and send Martinez at first or not. They will not go, and the ball is low and in with a fastball. That'll load the bases here in this bottom of the 5th inning. And that 2-run homer by Chris Hall in the top of the inning, the inside park variety, has seemingly awoken the offense a little bit in this one. As now J.D. Hearn will head on over to first base and will load the bases for the number 3 hitter in the order, Austin Bush, as the pitching coach Matt Graley going to come out and have a chat with his pitcher Zach Warren. It's been a pretty good start so far for Zach Warren. He seemingly has been in control. A couple innings, though, the count has been elevated a little bit on him, Kyle. And right now it looks like he's kind of struggling to find the zone here.
That it does appear that way. Now it's thrown 63 pitches, 48 of them for strikes. So been throwing strikes so far tonight. A couple of them have been punched into the outfield for base hits, but over on just the walk a second ago. He's really been in control of the ball game. It's now, unfortunately, the bases loaded. You're going to have to work out of a jam here. The first real jam he's really had to deal with, even when the run came across the score, it wasn't a big threat. It was a ground ball that allowed the run to come across the score. But now he has a real threat with the bases loaded and just one man out.
A little better percentage matchup, though, for the Miners, as the lefty, Zach Warren, will face the lefty up at the plate, Austin Bush. A 3-1 ball game, the Miners leading. Bush 0 for 2 today. The strikeout and grounded into a 4-6-3 double play to end the third. Taking the ball low is Bush. Count 1-0. Austin Bush last night had a fantastic game, went 3 for 5. Although was not able to drive in any runs, was able to reach base, though, and help get those runs, those rallies started for the Panners as he takes another ball low and away on a fastball from Warren. The count 2-0. Miners infield going to play back, try and get the double play here to end the inning. Bush is already grounded into a double play, as I just mentioned, back in the third. That's what the Miners are trying to get here. 2-0 is a called strike at the knees. A little extra hesitation there from the home plate umpire, Jim Shulock. But it's in there for a strike. Count now 2-1.
That was a big strike there for Warren, if nothing else, for a confidence builder. The bases loaded, allowing a walk in a moment ago and falling behind 2 balls and no strikes on Bush.
2-1 is swung on and missed. Big swing by Austin Bush with a fastball from Warren. He threw it right past him. Count now 2-2. Sun ducking behind the clouds, at least for the time being. Well, that sun is out on the horizon over the hills towards our north, the northerly direction. 2-2 is tapped foul, just barely in on the handle of Austin Bush. Count will remain 2-2. One out in this bottom of the fifth. Panners down 2, but have the bases loaded. Tying run on second base. Second batter this inning, reaching on an error, and Scooter Bynum. That's how this all started. 2-2. Swung on and missed. Got him to swing and miss at that changeup below the knees. Big strikeout for Zach Warren. Another one on the evening for him. That should be number 5. And it is for the lefty, who now moves second place alone in strikeouts in the Alaska Baseball League, behind of his teammate, Eli Morgan. 2 gone. Score still 3-1 Miners, but the threat not over. That'll bring up Andrew Carrillo.
It just exemplifies how great the Miners' starting rotation has been this year to have the top 2 strikeout pitchers in the league.
First pitch from Warren, lined hard and foul. Down that first base line by Andrew Carrillo.
And third, and was second a moment ago, was Joe Fernandez, who the Miners saw a couple of nights ago.
And all the Miners came into this game with 268 strikeouts, 3 ahead of the Pilots for the league lead. And Zach Warren helping that total out with 5 here so far for the 2/3 innings. Fastball low and in for a ball from Warren, and the count now 1-1 to Carrillo.
Another strikeout here for Warren would be huge. Just strand the bases loaded, having just 1 out. Got a strikeout a moment ago, and wants another one here.
It's deja vu for the Panners. 2 nights in a row in the bottom of the 5th inning with the bases loaded. They were not able to convert last night when the game was tied. Can they convert here to try to tie this game? This will grounded to first. Hunter Simmons will race to the bag and get it in time as he beats Carrillo to the bag. Zach Warren gets out of a huge bases-loaded 1-out situation here in the bottom of the 5th to keep the score right where it's at, 3-1. You are listening to Miners Baseball on the Miners Radio Network.